This community program would not be possible without the financial support of our corporate sponsors and community members. Tri-Cities Community Television would like to especially thank the cities of Port Moody, Coquitlam, and Port Coquitlam for their belief and support of community television. If you wish to be part of our volunteer team, become a sponsor, or make a financial contribution to support community programming, please feel free to contact us at the following location.
Hi, it's Kathy Chena here with Tri-Cities Community TV in downtown Port Coquitlam at Lee Square. In the studio today, we have an entrepreneur, gone employee. Greg Garrison is here with us today. Thanks for joining me today, Greg. Hi.
Thank you. My pleasure. Really excited to be here.
I know, so am I. I wanted to, when you and I were speaking some time ago, I thought what a great story this would be, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about sort of how you started off in the insurance business. Tell us about that.
Well, it was never the plan from day one, and I think a lot of people of my generation, it isn't. We kind of fall backwards into this a little bit, and a case in point, 3 of our 4 partners are second generation insurance people where their parents started their offices from scratch, and they basically evolved into it. When I came out of high school, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I had the grades to go to university, I had that looked at, and just didn't have anything selected that I wanted to do. Really enjoyed working with cars, and much to people's disbelief, I actually went in the trade area first and got my ticket as a technician and worked for 5 years as an auto mechanic.
Wow.
And yeah, so people knowing me now and how I am a little bit particular about things, it was very difficult to be in that trade. It just didn't fit me well. And my father said, you know, why don't you try coming in the insurance business? And I thought, gee, I don't know. I don't like to talk to people. I don't want to be around people. I wasn't very social. And he convinced me that I should give it a try. And obviously I haven't looked back since. That was a little over 30 years ago, and have had a very good time doing it.
And so it was your father's company.
Yes.
And do you have other siblings that work in the business now?
My brother started a little bit just to try it, to get a little bit of money. My brother and I are truly polar opposite in terms of personality. He is a very talented musician, and he decided he needed to pursue that career, and so office work was not for him.
Right.
I'm a little bit more conservative. It suits me perfectly, and so I am the only one of our family in the office.
Right, and so Martin Insurance started with 1 location, or did you have 3-4 locations when your father owned the company 30 years ago?
Well, if you go backwards to almost 40 years ago when my father started the business in 1979, it was a single office or location actually on Austin Avenue on the 2nd floor.
Right.
And they started it from scratch. I think for the first couple of years, they almost took no money out of the business. And when Westwood Mall expanded, they were able to move down there, and he ran that office for 5 or 6 years. I came on board, and as we grew it and he started to wind out of the business, at that point in time, we decided that there was gonna be a way we're gonna have to grow, and it's either be acquired or acquire. And I was referred to my current partner by one of our colleagues in the insurance business, and we got together. He was the Martin side, and it evolved from Les Garrison Agencies to Martin because of branding and other things that we had to do for marketing.
Right.
And in the end, we had up to 8 offices, had sold 2, we're at 6, and then that's where the most recent change occurred.
Right, so in your everyday life, because it's discipline and you get up every morning, I'm sure you're doing very similar things, where do you think your success came from as you were opening up more locations?
Well, I think that first and foremost, the key with insurance, not unlike lots of businesses, is relationships. And we have been very fortunate to be involved in a lot of different things through the years that help bond and create those relationships. You have to treat people right. You have to treat them the way they want to be treated and the way they deserve to be treated.
Right.
And we had a motto in our office that service was king, always. And I think that helped to brand us, to get us out there, to have people come back. We have had very long tenured employees. I have one of my team members this week, as a matter of fact, going to be celebrating our 30th year with
Wow,
us.
that's great.
And our core group that have been all 15 to 25 year people. And that makes a difference, I think, for people too.
It does, yeah, keeping their jobs and staying there. They, you know, people don't leave their jobs, they leave their managers.
Yes.
I've read that recently, so it totally makes a lot of sense, and that's great that you're keeping staff on. But as of recent, you are staff.
I am.
You're part of the
now
staff. You went from an
employee.
owner and having all these responsibilities, and then obviously something came to the table, and you had to make some hard decisions about what you wanted to do with the next so many years, I guess, moving forward. What was that like for you?
Well, it was a decision that we knew was coming. It's something that at the end you build your business so that someday you're likely either going to turn it over to siblings or you're going to sell it. And the fruits of the labor, we sold the business. The market we felt is right now, and had a great opportunity. We were able to talk to the insurance brokers that we wanted to talk to, and we're very fortunate that the Westland Insurance people came to the table, and they're a fabulous organization. They're a family-owned business. They're much like Martin, only in a bigger scale.
Right, right.
And so we feel a very comfortable fit with them. I think it'll bode very well.
So what's the what's the transition been like for you?
It's been good. It's a little bit difficult, of course, because you have to change systems and computers and new policy structures, and it takes a little bit of getting used to of not just doing what we might normally do. And it's like, okay, well, yes, I don't decide that, but totally respect and want to honor the owners of the business and make sure that we're taking care of it the way that they would want us to. And they essentially told me in the beginning, look, Greg, just do what you do. You're successful. There's no sense changing it. And so we've tried to take a hybrid of that and what the Westland model is and put it together, and it's going to be very successful.
So are you still managing then the Westwood Mall branch, or are you just sort of doing your insurance like you would be an employee?
A little both, more employee than manage, but they still have a key person at each office that oversees to make sure that things, I mean, we still have to figure out scheduling and all the things that they don't necessarily need to micromanage.
So if your dad gave you a piece of advice, what's something that sticks with you today that you still go by?
Honesty, integrity, and treat people right.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. Greg, that is a very quick synopsis on how you started and where you are today. I really appreciate you coming into the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, and those of you watching, it does happen. A lot of people want to be employees and turn into business owners. In Greg's case, he did it the other way around, became a business owner, and now is an employee with his group of companies. I'm Kathy Chenna. Thanks so much for watching. You are watching Tri-Cities Community TV.